Hi guys, rise and shine. We grind, we are all fine, and the sun shines for yours and mine. My name is Tyrone, and welcome back to my show. Today, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a late show. Today is exactly 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But today, I still want to go on with it. I have a couple of topics that I want to talk about. Um, I have basically something that I wanted to touch up on, something that came to my mind this morning, and it's just stuck with me, and it kind of resonated with me because I feel like we all are learning about ourselves inside and what goes on around us. We're learning about everything environmentally. We're learning about how we become affected, um, or how our emotions become affected, or our way of feeling, and being able to observe and obtain everything that's going on around us. You know, I feel that internal has everything to do with inside. When we are talking about internal, we're talking about everything that we are feeling, everything that we are feeling emotionally, physically, mentally. Internal always has to do with how we view, or how we think, or or how we feel. Has everything to do with thoughts, feelings, emotions, and your views. You know what I mean? Your views on the world, because everything is interpreted differently, but from a different standpoint. um when it comes to when it comes to external, excuse me, when it comes to external, it has more so to do with the outside, the feeling or the reality of everything around you. So internal has everything to do with the deep core emotions and the physicality of everything that you go through within yourself. And external has everything to do with everything around you. Examples of internal, like I said, would be emotions, views, the way we view ourselves versus how we view everything outside of ourselves. Um, External has everything to do with everyday life, money, cars, buildings, people, community, business. It has everything to do with everything that goes on around us. It even has everything to do with video games. External has everything to do with video games. My little brother was just playing one, so it came to me. um you know Internal has everything to do with learning about how you might feel about everyday situations. I feel the most common thing when it comes to internal is relationships. How we might feel about a relationship that we are going through. Or how we might think about a certain relationship. We It has everything to do about learning about ourselves. Sometimes we might have a thought of self-doubt, and that has everything to do with what we're going through and how we might feel, not only about the relationship, but how we feel about ourselves. We might have a form of a trust issue that we might have to kind of evaluate. And I feel that when it comes to evaluation, when it comes to learning about yourself, when it comes to growth and development, all of that pertains to everything that goes on inside of you. Um, when we're talking about external, we're talking about everything environmentally. We're talking about obtaining and soaking up the juices of around us. They're like our environment, or the community. We soak up so many of the things that go on in a community. Low income rates, crime. There's so many things that go on within our community that we pick up and that we soak up. um, and that is why it is important for us not to become a product of that environment. And I want to I wanted to kind of touch up on this because of the fact that it's important to decipher what internal and external is. On one point, I feel that a lot of us, when it comes to external sources, it's based off of how it makes us feel. A community, a community makes us feel inside um, a form of enjoyment or joy, and we may feel that external source is making us feel internally happy, you know when it comes to, just like when it comes to money, or owning buildings, or getting people's approval, or just everyday things that we go through, you know what I mean? And it's it can be difficult. It can be difficult, but that is why it's like God. It's like when God tells us to stay off of the worldly sources, stay off of these secular sources, to stay off of the things that don't benefit us, but that benefit, that will help us, but for temporary. It's like, and that was kind of where I was getting at with external. I feel that if we get stuck on the external things, we will forget about how we feel, and we will go based off of how everything makes us feel. You know, Um I feel that it's important for us to pull back from external sources that make us forget about self, make us forget about how we think or how we view things. And that is why, excuse me, there's a thing called code switching. You know, we go into different environments and we are able to adapt to each and every group. There could be one group that it's amazing, and that's also where I wanted to kind of get at. I feel that if we are able to adapt to more than one external source, instead of obtaining things from just one source, such as money, such as power, authority, um, we will be able to understand how we can make ourselves, um, excuse me if I explain that incorrectly, how we, or what inside of us can make us feel better than the things outside of us. You know, um, I see that we view the external, and we, like I said, we want to feel that internal pull, that gravitational pull, that thing that makes it. It's like getting $1 million, and you've never had $1 million before, and it makes you feel as if you are the most powerful person of the world. Um, Sometimes that pull that we get is an external source. It's not something that's making us happy or fulfilling us inside. You know, Internal doesn't always have to do with how we feel inside. It can do with many of the things that pertain to our character, such as drawing, playing music, or playing sports, doing some of the things that make us us, you know? And when it comes to internal, we sometimes run from the reality of how we feel and about ourselves, and it's important to decipher what we intake internally and what information we can soak outside, externally. I want us to be able to realize that how we feel internally is more important than what goes on around us, because most of how we view, because of the way our system is set up in the world, we go based off of how everything around us makes us feel. You know what I mean? And we really need to focus on what can make us happy. And that is where I kind of wanted to get at with that. I hope that this video could have been a blessing to you guys. If it was, please leave a thumbs up. I would love to see you like, comment, subscribe. I even like to see you come and just check out the videos once in a blue moon. Please click the notification links, and I love you guys. Hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will see you on the next one. Oh, and from now on, I'm going to be basically reviewing at the end of every video, basically what I might touch up on next, just to give you a little hint. Be like, hmm, what, what, what are we going to be talking about today? You know what I mean? That type of thing. But I hope you guys all have a beautiful day. Love you once more. And see you on the next one.